WAFL action returns to the Port as South Fremantle hosts West Perth at Fremantle Oval.
Gets a kick on goal from about 40 out.
It's been a disappointing 2012 so far for the Bulldogs, who are desperate to recover from a 7-game losing streak. Sean Tighe and Ryan Cook were among their better players in the loss to Perth last weekend.
Finds Cook again.
The inexperienced South Fremantle outfit will now need to find a way to contain West Perth.
That is kicked through.
The Falcons also need a win to maintain touch with the top 4.
Here come the Falcons.
West Perth are a team with an improving midfield, but they'll want to create more scoring opportunities.
That is a great kick from the pocket.
The Bulldogs won the last encounter between these teams back in round 8. But haven't won a game since. Both teams with a point to prove as South Fremantle and West Perth do battle live from Fremantle Oval.
Bill, poor performances see West Perth 2.5 games out of the finals. That must be pretty disappointing.
It is. We've had a couple of really bad games, and then a couple other games that we're in winning positions late in the game, and a draw against East Perth and a loss against East Fremantle mean that we're right back in the rut, and we need to keep winning now, and today's a good time to start.
A crucial game today. What have you said to the players about the state of play?
All we can do is control what we can do today. There's no point looking too far ahead. There's no point worrying about other results. All we can do is go out and play footy today with good aggression and intensity, and take on a South side that I'm sure that'll run hard forward to the play, and we think that we might be able to get them going back the other way.
Are you good enough to make the finals?
Oh, very much so. I think our best footy this year has been good. It's just we've had some lapses late in games, and we're probably, early in the season we weren't playing our best. But, we showed last week against Swans that our best is generally good enough.
So the coaches have just about done their work, and Brent Lacroix and Andrew Strike there. Luke Tedesco, been a solid defender for West Perth over a number of years. And the West Perth group, the forward line there under the tutelage of Craig Smoker, who was an outstanding Falcon in his own right in his playing days. Just outlining the game plan for the team forward of centre, essentially. Well, Corbin, to you first. The Bulldogs, on paper, look a far better side than they've shown over the last couple of months.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They do have a lot out, and it's a very different team to what we saw in round 1 this season for the Bulldogs. A number of changes, and even if you look at their semi-final side from last year that lost to Subiaco, there's just 5 of those players remaining. They've made the one change from the team that was beaten by Perth last weekend. Jared Winter goes out. He's played all 14 games so far this season. They played in the reserves earlier. And Adam Carter is the man who comes in fresh back from the under-18s. He's the 18th debutant this year for South Fremantle. He'll start on the interchange today, and we wish him all the best.
Yeah, wearing number 45 this afternoon to the West Perth team list. And obviously Bill Monaghan just retaining the faith in the players, Doro, that he knows have got plenty of ability.
Oh, there's no doubting that. And when you look at it, they've got experience over all of the lines. Dion Flay down there, Brownie in the back half, and Mark Hutchins in the middle of the ground with the Van Berlos. And, they've got very good players all over the line, and I think they've got good run. They spread very well, West Perth. It becomes important that somebody like Brent Lacroix up forward really makes, an impact on the game today. We know he's a good player. He's got to take his contested marks and then, more importantly, hurt South Fremantle on the scoreboard.
Yeah, thanks, Corbin. For West Perth, we've got Aaron Black, Joel Rice, Shane Nelson and Cody Manning back after a few weeks out.
Mellington accepts the pass in to Hutchings. They won't want to give him too much room, as he was given on that occasion, from underneath the scoreboard. Goes to half forward with a good-looking kick. Taken there by Fowler. The hand pass very, very creative to Salisic, who really found some space. Runs inside 50 and knew it was a goal the instant it left his boot. Well, there was an extreme lack of pressure. So it's going to be a free kick now to Coonan. That's going to be a terrific duel all day. Chris Coonan and Sean Tighe. Both of them having very good seasons. This is Hunt. Get up off the dirt. So too to Tedesco. This is a bit clumsy by West Perth. It goes back into the pocket. And this time Dan Hunt passes it to Hayden Schleuf. That was not the plan. And this time Schleuf will go back, and you would think slot it straight through the middle. Dan Hunt, an experienced and very good player on most occasions, Doro, will be ruining that one. That will not be on his highlights reel.
I dare say it'll be on Bill Monaghan's when they do the game review, regardless. But very poor that he wasn't aware that Hayden Schleuf was in the vicinity.
Sloyth on his way in, set shot, shouldn't miss from there, and he doesn't. So the first goal for the Bulldogs of the afternoon. They're 1-2, West Perth 1-1.
Yeah, the skills haven't been great, Rod. The decision making they've made, there's been a lot of ball that's gone, certainly down around the ankles and missed targets.
Been quite absorbing though. Now Lacroix took the ball out of the boundary throw-in contest, kicks it very, very high. It lands with Borovac. He hand passes to Oliveri. The youngster's doing well. Ty accepts the hand pass, then gives it on now to Martin. Is his hand pass under pressure? Is poor. Goes to Nelson for West Perth. Started on the bench, but he really can do some brilliant things, Shane Nelson. Well, it was a poor hand pass, and Nelson could hardly believe his luck, but Doro threw it onto his boot with some aplomb, and he's brought up West Perth second.
He has, and look, it's great to see Shane playing really, really well at this level. Like, he was a very good player in the 18s last year and with the West Perth Colts, and probably a bit disappointed and frustrated he never got drafted, but
unlucky not to go.
Well, that's all subjective, I suppose, Corbin. But look, he does himself no harm by playing well, and he has done this year. The one thing about him, he's got a fantastic endurance capacity, and he also knows how to go and get the footy. I know down at Colts level, very rarely did he get under 25, and he just works and works and gets himself in the right position. So whether the size is going to be an issue, I don't know, but time will tell. He can only continue to play good footy.
Kiernan back in the centre, hooks it down behind. Coming in off the wing, Oliveri got a hand pass away, picked off by Nelson as he kicks the Falcons down to centre half forward. Rice in front, couldn't mark, spills down towards Black, picks the footy up, loops the long hand pass back looking for Tedesco. Had Skurza coming through in the other direction. Tedesco works the hand pass back to Burns though. Burns going across the ground. Mark taken by Gordonen. Plays on immediately. He was hit after the kick, and a relay free kick will be paid. Strike to take it. Strike looking to try and honour the lead of Salisic, playing out of the goal square. Went over his head at the back, picked up by Lacroix, gets around a couple, tumbles the kick goalward. Superb stuff by the Falcons. West Perth with their third. Brent Lacroix, his first of the afternoon. So damaging whatever end of the ground he plays at. And the Falcons are out by 11 points at the 16-minute mark of the first term. Mascos to bring it in for the Dogs.
The kick was a little bit casual for Miller. They're in danger now. Ty's hand pass missed Wilson King, wrapped up in a tackle, gives it off back to Miller, who goes to ground. Ty, that was a tidier hand pass. Got it out then to Reimer, but it's taken off him by Van Berlo. His hand pass finds Black. Lucky kick. He wasn't intending for it to get to Nelson, but that's where it ended up when he's marked just inside 50.
You've got to take your hats off to West Perth. Their pressure here. We see Aaron Black's kick in there, and you just got to be in the right spot at the right time with Shane Nelson. It's going to test him. He's got to kick it all of 50 plus metres to get it over the goal umpire's hat, so it'll be a ripper if it does.
It's a very good kick, and there goes this one. We're right behind it. He sends it straight through the two uprights. So well done by Nelson. He's already got 2 goals after starting on the bench.
Back in the centre, Gordonen got a hand pass back to Tedesco. Free kick here by the non-officiating umpire at the time. It's come from umpire Statham. It's going West Perth's way. Tedesco to take it, lays it back by hand. Here's Jones. Comes out wide with his kick. Mark taken by Flay. He's had a little bit of it in this opening term. Hand pass forward to the man we're speaking about, Nelson. Kicks down towards right half forward. Finds Fowler. Got 3 the last time these two teams played. Back from the 2s today. Kicks long right to the goal line, and fighting through his Crisp. Takes the mark alongside the behind post. Plays on immediately. Straightens up. Sloppy marking. And Jordan Jones marks directly in front, about 20 out.
Well, this is a big letdown for the Bulldogs at the moment. The level of accountability. Well, the last 10 minutes, they must understand that West Perth are controlling and dictating the game. So you've got a lockdown on somebody at some point in time. But he's worked extremely hard, Jordan Jones, to be on the end of this one.
Shouldn't miss from here. Jones stabs at the kick, but pops it through. So the Falcons have got their 5th. They've kicked the last 4 of the game.
At the moment, 24 points.
And Oliveri said to work hard for his spot at league level, averaging 25 disposals in his 10 reserves games in 2012. It's a heap of the footy. From the restart, away towards Nelson again for the Falcons. Gave it off to Bartholomew. His kick comes out wide, looking to try and find Rice. Takes a strong mark. He's been impressive in this opening term. Plays on and kicks along goal, but he's on target. And the Falcons have got their 6th. They move to 6-2. They lead South Fremantle, who are stuck on 1-2. Their only goal coming through Hayden Sloyth from the turnover on the last line of defence earlier in the quarter. And since then, Doro, it's been all red and blue. And West Perth have kicked the last 5.
It has, and it's like party time. And if you the reality is you take that one away, although South Fremantle do have one on the scoreboard, it was one by default in essence. And since that point in time, and at that time when Hayden kicked the goal, it was 1 goal apiece. So West Perth have now kicked the last 5 unanswered goals, but it's the way they've gone about it. Like it's been like a training drill in many, many respects.
So no one wins the tap. Donaldson gathered the footy, but then had it knocked out of his grasp. But there's Hutchings again. Hard-working possession, straight down the corridor. Dropped there by LaCroix. Hayden North had it, and then he's been penalised for was it Hayden North? No, maybe
one of the young
Gully.
Defenders. Yeah,
maybe Brendan Gully, I think. In hindsight, he didn't dispose of it correctly under the pressure of the tackle, and Joel Rice, who kicked the goal a moment ago, will have the opportunity to bring up 2 in a minute.
And it was just, again, it was the pressure. Brent LaCroix probably should have marked the ball on the way in. It was a chest mark that bobbled out of it, but West Perth were good enough to recover.
Directly in front, we'll only have to kick it about 30 metres, so this is pretty much a piece of cake for Rice. It is. He has now got 2. He joins Shane Nelson as the multiple goal scorers so far in the match. We've travelled 28 minutes, and I'm within a whisker of changing my tip, Doro.
Of this second term, which is now 18 minutes old. West Perth have kicked 4 behinds for the quarter, and South have kicked 2.
Short pass came unstuck again. Fortunately, Carter got it back to North, from whom the short kick came. He finds Ross with a good kick, but then the hand pass to Cook brought them unstuck. High kick to the half-forward line. Here's Martinez. He's done well, Martinez. Usage of the footy hasn't been great at times. Now he takes a bounce. Needs to take a second. He ran his full measure, but got close enough to take the kick. And South Fremantle have got the first breakthrough in the second quarter. It's taken them 18 minutes.
The near side, 5 behinds now for West Perth to start the second term.
Probably important for South Fremantle's confidence that the quick reply didn't come. This time North goes long, but it's reeled in by Dan Burlow with one hand. So it'll come back again. Gordon takes the hand pass, goes to centre half forward, and Hutchings has taken the mark right in the hot spot, directly in front of goal, 40 metres out.
Well, it was fantastic play again. I'm not sure what South's strategy is with their kick-ins. Sometimes there doesn't always be a method to what they're trying to do out there, but West Perth are very, very good defensively in keeping the ball alive, and they were able to do that. And magnificent kick inboard to Mark Hutchings in the corridor. He should go back and kick this.
Is a good kick. He kicks, really just stabbed at that. I think he's got the journey, however. It wasn't a convincing kick off the boot, but it only has to go through the big tall sticks.
Taken by Mascos, playing in defence today. He's Father Arthur, the coach of the Colts down here at South Fremantle. Short kick to North. He kicked across the ground, a dangerous one. Picked out by Brown. Keeping his feet there is Buick. Still can't win the footy though. Tapped through his legs by Crisp. Free kick's going to come back to West Perth. He was held without it. Kick against Sean Buick. Crisp straightens up. Kick finds Bartholomew. He wants to switch play to Burns. Sidesteps around Woods. Measures his kick. Short to Black. Black loads up. Kicks inside the forward 50. Plenty of room for Mellington to lead into. He just slipped away from Guglielmana to get his first set shot opportunity of the afternoon.
Blood brawl again. We've got somebody coming off with the blood.
The and Little League players looking as though they want to get on and get active.
Guglielmana again coming back off for South Fremantle to get that nose maybe re-looked at. Cotton Wool might have popped out.
One other thing I've noticed, boys, about the South Fremantle defenders, they always seem to be behind, and West Perth seem to be leading them up the ground. I don't know what the marks are, sort of West Perth, South Fremantle, but I'm sure they're probably about 3 times what South had. But you've got to be brave enough as a backman to play in front and destroy the ball when it comes down there, not give your opponent 3 or 4 metres and let them take an easy mark.
59 to 29 the marks there, Spin.
So Josh Mellington on his way in. A beautiful left-footed kick, and he makes no mistake on this occasion. He gets his first at WAFL league level for season 2012. And importantly, his first of the afternoon on his comeback trail from that hamstring injury. It's only a matter of weeks, I'm sure, before we see him back at the next level, Doro.
Yeah, no, he's a very good player, Josh Mellington. And they just spread here, West Perth. You'll see they took the ball out the other side of the ground, and eventually that beautiful foot pass that comes, I think, yeah, Aaron Black's the man. But there was space there, and what happens, like South Fremantle, and Rod's right, I said it early on, Gully was doing it. They're just trailing in their direct opponents. They're allowing them to lead up to the footy, and they're just basically conceding. What about starting with a bit of touch and feel on there and understand that when the ball comes, you've got a right to beat your opponent to it, and then they've got to defend you.
Ty gets the clearance from the centre. They've had 75 more possessions, West Perth than South Fremantle. Woods got the hand pass to Schloith. High kick towards a full forward. Skirts it from the back. Well, he has been one of their better players. He's always fierce in the contest. I think probably plays a bit taller than he actually looks, Doro. He's not a bad target. He knows how to take an overhead mark and really needs to convert this.
He does, and there was a very good effort. It's like everything in footy. When the ball's in your area, you've got to want it and want it bad enough that you're going to have that impact on it. And he certainly did that with a very good contested mark.
So Skurs up. Will have to shoot from really no more than about 30 metres. The angle not an issue for the right footer. He comes in, looks all right up the boot. Goal umpire thinks that's okay. So a goal to South Fremantle. So that lone little bulldog there amongst all of the Falcons. Another possession for him, and goes to Lacroix. Now, so Lacroix from centre half back spots Van Berlo. Still too many Falcons finding space and too much of it. He goes to Crisp. Just got a couple of metres then in front of Hayden North. Crisp, lovely looking kick to Bartholomew, presented well, nearly at left half forward, hits the ground running, goes into the pocket, and again Hutchings, just so clever, dropped off his opponent and found just enough space for it to be delivered to, and it was done beautifully by Bartholomew, you see in replay, and he's very sure overhead Mark Hutchings, and you'd think after a miss a moment ago, Dorry, he'll go back and slot this one through.
Yeah, well, it'll end up being a 2-goal, 1 quarter for him if he's able to put this one through. But again, South just allowed the West Perth guy, young Jason Mascos, allowed Chris to lead him up to the footy and mark that one.
There goes the kick from Hutchings, and that is a delightful kick, never deviated off its line. He's had about 17 possessions, Mark Hutchings. He's now got 2 goals, and good go. No message coming from Spinner.
West Perth move it in quickly. Short kick towards the back pocket. Van Berlo gave it to Nelson. Quick hand pass back to Van Berlo. Not 15, made its way to Tedesco. His kick is good. Spots Bartholomew in a bit of space. Takes the mark and plays on immediately. Measures his kick. Short to Crisp. Turns Mascos inside out. Kicks down inside the forward 50 and all alone. Lacroix takes the mark. He's going to play on as well. Some loose checking. He can stroll into about 15 metres out and bang it through for West Perth's 11th goal and their first of this second half. Brett Lacroix, his second of the afternoon.
He hasn't done that much today, Big Brent, but when he gets hold of the footy, he certainly means business. And you can just see West Perth toying with him. Ray Bartholomew there running the ball on that outer wing. Chips it in, Crispy up, turns inside Sam Mascos' young man. And then Big Brent Lacroix and poor marking over there.
Jason Mascos?
Yeah, Jason, and then Brent Lacroix just strolled into the goals.
Just clever work by Lacroix. Knew he had an opening there and to run into an open goal rather than go back for the set shot.
Big family, that Mascos. There's Sam, there's Arthur, the old man's here. So
I saw you apply a rugby tackle on Arthur at half time.
Yeah, I was just trying to soften him up for the Colts. South Fremantle and Claremont are very good sides in the Colts this year, Phil.
So umpire Parry in the middle of the ground again. Ty and Coonan doing the ruck work. Coonan, slightly taller than Ty, won it. Wilson King taking in a standing, well, initially it was a walking tackle, then they fell to the ground, so the umpire will ball it up again. You can see 6 minutes and 20 seconds have gone, and the margin exactly 50 points in favour of the Falcons.
Claremont an amazing record in the Colts. I think the Colts been going about 75, 80 years, and they've missed the finals only about 6 times.
Incredible. Hurried possession from Guglielmana. Didn't travel far, but Miller has it. He's the danger man. Gives it to Cook. Cook long on goal to an open goal, and he's found the major opening. So South Fremantle with the quick reply on that occasion. Good long bomb by Ryan Cook. South Fremantle have their 4th, perhaps the first of many, Doro, because that was a good passage of play after winning the centre clearance.
West Perth, mark taken by Bartholomew, plays on immediately, loops a hand pass inside to Black. Gets it onto Mellington. Spots a player inside 50. Fowler should mark. Gully does well. Got the spoil away. Now the numbers with the Bulldogs at centre-half back. Gully goes on a bit of a jinky run and shakes a couple of would-be tacklers. Guglielmana lays a heavy shepherd in back play. The kick comes down towards half-forward. Saunders keeps his feet, controls the ball, kicks from about 40 metres out and pops it through for the Bulldogs. Benny Saunders with his first of the afternoon. Goal number 45 for the season. And South have strung back-to-back goals together for the first time this afternoon.
And it was well deserved too. There was the pressure, the kick and the pressure down the back by Gully, I think it was.
Well, there's a lot to like about Gully, Dora. Yeah. He really does back himself in, and that was a good passage of play. The kick was ordinary, but it all came off for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, he was under pressure, and it was good work here by Saunders. He just kept the ball alive, and his direct opponent went to ground. Got himself accelerated off after he gathered the footy and finished off with a very good kick. So 2 in a row, look, it's not insurmountable. One wouldn't be, if you're a South supporter, one wouldn't be telling your friends you think you've got half a chance here. But if they kick the next 2 goals, then all of a sudden they're in the game still.
It all starts here. Coonan won the tap, but Ty, his opposing ruckman, got the clearance, but a good mark has been taken at half-back by Tedesco. Hasn't he been a good player? Short pass then to Van Berlo. Chip pass to Gordon. He thought about a hand pass but decided against it. Goes with a short pass, low and hard, anticipating it was North. North couldn't pick the ball up. Going through was Van Berlo. His hand pass cut off by North. Guglielmana accepted it. Knocked out into the clear. Here's a chance for Oliveri. Did well, quite composed in that tense situation. Used it short but well to Grimer. Hand pass to Guglielmana. Nose strapped up. Clears from the centre of the ground, out in front of Saunders. Fly in the contest as he usually is. It bounces kindly for Saunders. Now he's got a chance to kick his second. Goes to the empty goal square, and he has. 2 quick conversions by Saunders. It was goalless for the first half and the first 13 minutes of this quarter. He's hit 2 quick ones, and all of a sudden they've kicked the last 3, Doro, and this game is alive.
It is, and they've got a bit of a spring in their step, the Bulldogs boys, and it's all about moving the ball quickly. Like every opponent loves the game played on their terms. So if you move the ball quickly and you put the pressure back upon the West Perth playing group as a whole, then all of a sudden you're in the game. And, you know, he pushed Dion Flay out of the way, was able to gather the ball again. There was nobody home, and it rolled end over end into the goal square and a goal. So 3 in a row. So all of a sudden they get this little bit of belief and confidence. Don't look at the scoreboard, but just keep on working hard together, and you never know, that gap will bridge as you get closer to 3/4 time.
33 points the margin. Here's Gordon. Hand pass back to Van Berlo. Spun around in the tackle. Gave it off to Brown. Ugly kick. Down towards half forward. Rice in front. Has the footy wrapped up by North. Taken to ground. Umpire Shelton calls for the footy.
You wouldn't be too happy to see Hayden North going overseas after this game, would you? I mean,
no, well, there's obviously reasons for it, but you see him there, like they're in the game now. They're sort of competing.
Donaldson doing the ruck work, won the tap, it falls down into the hands of Cook. Kicks a high ball, bouncing away towards half forward. Saunders out to meet it. Now the recruit of the year, you'd think, from any side in the competition. Kicks inside the forward 50. Out to meet it was Dan Hunt. Couldn't trap it. Skurza follows up at the back, gave it off to Wilson King, and Wilson King has threaded that through as well. So the Dogs have kicked the last 4. And they've kicked 5 of the last 7 in the game, and they've closed the gap back to just 27 points. And so behind. It's Ryan Cook on screen, the former Magpie. West Perth 11-14, South 7-9.
Oliveri takes the kick in from goal, goes out wide. Cody Manning got the fly but couldn't take the mark. Bartholomew assists, gives it to Nelson along the line with the left foot. Borovic had his hands up but couldn't take the mark. Oliveri relieves pressure, hand pass to Doughty, run down from behind and dispossessed. Now strike, very acute snap across his body from the boundary line, and that's the brilliance of Andrew Strike. Has not kicked a goal all day, just 3 behinds to his name. All of a sudden he swoops, seizes on the occasion, and just about nails the goal of the day, Doro. It seems as though he's just had more room to move. Sometimes when he's in a confined spot, he has got a very good leap and takes the marks, but he's being played closely as he has been today. Sometimes a bit of room to move gives him that extra added bite as a forward. Now the shepherding in the ruck, and it's going to be a South Fremantle kick. Well, Magumbwa, whose kick was disappointing a moment ago, may have the last opportunity on goal in this third quarter. 30 minutes have gone.
Mark's right here where I'm
The
standing.
importance of this kick in the context of the game, very much so now.
103 veteran, 31 years of age. There's the siren as the ball is in flight. Now the whistle has gone to signal full time. That's a goal. Oh, what a great goal by Magumbwa. How important a goal is that for South Fremantle right on three-quarter time.
Thanks, Mark.
He does. He's got an answer for everything, Bill. You know, he doesn't sound terribly worried, but 1 quarter to go. Let's see what the young Bulldogs can do, Corbin.
Defining quarter in both of these teams' seasons. South looking to try and avoid the dreaded wooden spoon, and West Perth, if they're any chance of playing finals, they need to be winning this here. Free kick out the middle is going to go South's way to start, and Cook to take it, the captain. He'll come out wide with his kick. Running there is Grimer. Takes the mark at half forward. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Miller all alone. He's marking about 45 out from goal.
Well, it's a great run, great spread from that first contest, and it becomes important. What they didn't do in the early part of the game when West Perth were controlling it was exactly what Chris Miller did then. You know, we saw advantage South Fremantle, and bang, you get on your bike anticipating that we're going to retain the footy and try and put yourself into space.
So here's Miller, takes the set shot, 10 in from the boundary line. That's a great kick. Has it got the carry? It has. A goal to Chris Miller, the perfect start for the Doggies to kick off quarter number 4.
Or at least create an opportunity to.
So here's the boundary throw. Magumbwa has a good run at the contest, misses it, goes to Martinez, however, hand pass, Miller swoops on it, gets the hand pass to Oliveri just off the edge of his boot, back to Martinez, then the hand pass to Borovac, clever little kick. His vision was very, very good. He found Grimer, who's outside 50. Gee, can he make the distance? That's a long, long kick from Grimer. Has that gone through? It has. What a lifting goal by Grimer. He was well outside 50, didn't have much of a run-up, Doro, just a step or two, punted it through, and all of a sudden South Fremantle have got right back into this match, 12-15, but they are 10 goals, 9 and coming.
They certainly are, and look, just for a sheer work, weight of numbers, here we are, he's on the screen, Grimer, and he's probably well beyond 50 there, a couple of steps.
Oh, yeah.
Launched into it, and it's just kept on going and going, and I'm not sure Spin might let us know, is there any wind advantage down to the end South are going in this final quarter, Rob?
Yeah, it has picked up a little bit, John, no doubt, but maybe, you know, a goal or something. But can you hand Billy the piece of paper and tell him now that that's 3, that they're in front, only 3.
GUT. And Willett.
Kick 7 of the last 8, South Fremantle. And it's West Perth going forward for Gordon. And kick down towards right arm forward out to meet it is Lacroix. One way then the other. Puts it on his right boot as he kicks across the half forward line. Rice decides to go to Shepherd. Leaves it for Crisp. Crisp kicks inside 50. An awkward pick up for the big fella. Cunin looking to get back on his left. He does so successfully. Gets a kick away. And it's on target. And a nice little settler for West Perth. Just to push it out to 4 goals again. The Falcons move to 13-15. South Fremantle 10-9.
Bill's got a message for you, Spin.
Yeah, he's just having a deep breath, William. Monahan there on the screen. Look, this is a fantastic effort. I'm not sure how tall their ruckman is, Coonan. He's got to be 6'5", 6'6". For him at ground level, one to control it. Interestingly enough, you could see he had to get and wanted to get back onto his left side, and the end result is the reason why. He's obviously not very good on that right side, but the South Fremantle people, they took the bait and went inside, which allowed him to come back and then get that free shot on goal, and it's a pretty good effort from the big boy, so one against the flow.
6.5 minutes gone, so still plenty of time. South Fremantle seemed to run out of legs against the Demons last week, so their fitness is going to be put on the line. He has a free kick to West Perth. Jordan Jones has got the advantage and he uses it magnificently. The lead from Mellington, perfectly timed, and the execution by foot from Jordan Jones was absolutely delightful. So a chance for quick successive goals here for West Perth, who really throw the challenge down again to South Fremantle, who may be starting to wilt, Doro, and 47 points in arrears at half-time. They worked hard to catch up a bit in that third quarter, but it's got to tell somewhere.
Yep, he hasn't got a bad strike rate, Josh Mellington. 7 kicks, 7 marks. Should be relatively happy with that. Probably another 7 handballs would be good for Josh.
Normally a very good kick. Gets it down nicely onto the left boot, sends it on its way, applauded through on the line. So Mellington now has his second goal, and that is going to make it tough for South Fremantle. But the West Perth faithful are really starting to find their voice.
They are, and a beautiful finish by Mellington as
Chance for the Falcons as they go forward again. Strike to Crisp, knocks it back towards Strike, just overran it. Ty jumps on the footy court to get it out, picked up here by North. What could be his last game this afternoon. Gave it off to Guglielmana and the tackle slipped. It was legged. Advantage applied. The Dogs away across half-back.
Guglielmana eventually got the short pass to Ross. Hand pass to Miller. Ross backs up well. Gets another hand pass now. Away goes Grimer. He's got genuine pace. And we know he can kick a long goal on the run. Has this one got its line? I think it's got his line and the journey. Well done by Grimer. Two terrific goals. He's kicked 2 for the day. They've both been in the last 5 minutes or so. And terrific long bombs. Maybe still a chance, Doro. Not 11 minutes gone yet. It's going to be all hard work, but they certainly are producing something they couldn't find in the first half.
they are, and it's a good fillip regardless of what the result is at the end. There's been some real positive signs in this second half, and Alex Grimer's run and disbursement of the footy then was fantastic because he's kicked that 65 metres, so it was a big bomb. And good work by Dylan Ross down back. He had the courage to spread out here, and he got hold of the footy, kicked it into the middle of the ball, ran on again, got a handball received, gave another handball to Grimer, who was the one that went and kicked the long goal. So a good goal assist by Dylan Ross.
Every time Corbin mentions the wooden spoon, they do something brilliant.
For a start back in the centre, here's Kiernan. Won the tap towards the outer wing. Adam Carter spins out of the would-be tackle, chucks it on the right boot and kicks down to centre half forward for South. Good mark from Dan Hunt. Heading back, the state defender. Go across the half-back line, he sent it over.
He's done a couple of them, Dan.
Jaden Woods taking the mark, former Tiger as well.
There's 3 of them out there today, Corbin, aren't there? Ben Saunders, Dylan Ross, Jaden Woods, former Tigers.
Big depth at the Claremont Football Club. I'm sure at least a couple of those the club would have been very keen to keep. Woods, kick on its way. He's popped it through, and we're back at 18 points. Only 12 minutes travelled in the final term. Perhaps the Dogs yet another sniff laid on in the points.
So still with that sniff, and I think that maybe the Royals and Subi have had the snuff at the other venues. So this is certainly the game to be at.
Let's go, Brandy. Play on.
Stephen Brown in the defensive goal square. Plays off with a handball. I'm not sure he can do that. Yeah, that'll be... that's something you don't see every day.
Is he a debutant?
So Stephen Brown, who's played 20-odd games of AFL footy, is handballed out of the defensive goal square, so we'll have a bounce.
They did a good club too, apparently. Well, that was 2 weeks ago. They were a good club.
Bounce at the top of the attacking goal square for the Bulldogs. Skirts it, grabs it out the ruck, and he hooks it over his shoulder for a goal. And that'll be all clear. That's my goal to the Bulldogs. It's back to just 11 points. And Doro, if you think I was getting stuck into the Bulldogs, I'll turn up the heat on West Perth if they lose from here. They're up.
Jones right on centre wing below the commentary box.
So Jones with it. He'll kick down towards half forward. Lacroix gets free. Floating in front was Dowdy. The ball spills down towards Gordon and Hatbars back to Salisic in a better position to finish for the Royals. The Royals? Didn't want to be saying that. For the Falcons, he's drilled the goal. And they've hit triple figures. West Perth, they moved to 15-15. South Freo 13-10.
For a minute into time on, and there'll be a throw-in deep in the left forward pocket for the Bulldogs.
It's the game of the day. It's the match of the round. At Fremantle Oval, the Bulldogs and the Falcons. From the back is Cunin. Won the tap down, dragged up his kick, the Falcon down there. A chance here for Woods, who got free, hooked the kick across the body and keeps the Dogs in touch. He's second for the afternoon at the 22-minute mark of the final term. And we have got a 10-point ball game. Jaden Woods, he's second of the afternoon.
Very clever goal as usual. Again, they're very good at ground level, those young players down there. He's just got very good evasive skills, as you see there, although he was getting away from the big ruckman in Coonan, but he just was able to give him a little shimmy, open up that space so he could get that right snap over his left shoulder. So 10 points, and we've got enough time to go. There is 9 or 10 minutes to go. So,
Doro, you said at three-quarter time they'd realistically have to kick 7 to win. Well, they've kicked 6.
yeah, well, they're close, and West Perth have, what do they kick, 2, haven't they?
Yes, so still South have to kick 2 goals to get themselves in front. Coonan wins the tap. Grimer, hasn't he been important in the second half? Gets a spiral torpedo punt away if you don't mind. Big pack flies at ground level. Possession important. Tedesco was taken high.
It's still duck, but it was still high. It was still high.
So the umpire very clear on the decision. It was still high.
Take it.
And Tedesco is going to take his free kick.
Right out, Paul, please.
He has been a terrific defender for West Perth today. Feeds the hand pass off to Jordan Jones. Raking kick up towards centre wing. On the fly there was McCarry, not paid. Martinez has been a good player. Hand passes to Cook, and then importantly, Doro, he applies a very good block. Then the foot pass goes to Grimer. He's a long way out. Does that really matter? Going back is Magumba, couldn't reel it in. Free kick is going to go the way of South Fremantle. If you don't mind holding, umpire Statham was there, and Paul Hazelby, wouldn't he be a good poker player?
Well, yes, he probably is a very good player.
Poker player, didn't I say?
Yeah, no, he did poker player. He was a very good player. He might need a beer.
He was a good player, all right. Well, Paul Magumba, he's a little bit erratic with his kicking, but surely from here, Doro, he'll be able to slot this through.
Well, you did pick South, so you'll be pumping this one home.
I know what I'm doing. A lot of people think I don't. I know what I'm doing. Go! Oh my Lord. Has missed an absolute sitter. Oh, Scott Thornton on the left of Paul Hazelby. They just can't believe it. That is pretty much inexcusable. And Paul Magumba, terrific player. He knows it.
Almost like at the moment, whichever team wants to win the most, they will. The kick from Manning goes out towards half-back. At the back is North. Got a hand pass away. It's chopped off by Bartholomew. Van Berlo got a hand pass now onto Jones. Finds Hutchings. Hutchings out towards strike. Quick transition to footy for West Perth. Oh, chance still on for the Falcons here through Lacroix. He's outnumbered. Plenty of defenders back for the Dogs. One of them, Gully. Punched the ball away towards the back pocket. Sliding in his Rice. Got back to his feet quickly. Hand pass back to Lacroix. Just couldn't get his leg free. Got a hand pass away. Carter on debut in the back pocket for South Fremantle. Decides to go by hand. Spots up Cook. Cook loops a hand pass back to Mascos in the in the defensive goal square. Goes to the back pocket. Here's Wilson King. Gets around one. Takes a bounce. Has it out of the defensive 50. Spots Miller. Miller cuts back inboard with his kick. Guglielmano on. The kick just a little over his head. Numbers at the back is Buick, the former Falcon. Gave it to Borovac. He's kick in front of the interchange gates, looking to try and find Scherzer. It'll come back to him eventually. Scherzer can put South Fremantle inside their attacking 50. Getting back deep in defence is Manning. Bouncing footy unkind for him. He goes to ground and could be in a bit of trouble here. Taps it out towards Woods. He's gang tackled. And the umpire calls for a bounce.
It was outstanding play by young Woods there, just to lock it in there.
Oh, Bill Monahan takes a long draft on the water bottle. Jaden Woods gets to his feet. Now, Magumba, you'd think will be in the ruck here. He can do something quite brilliant. Let's see what he can do. Beaten for the ruck by Coon, who flipped it over his head, and it's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the ruckman will contest it again. Chris Miller, inspirational as usual for his team.
Somehow they'll be looking to get a bit of free area behind this contest if they can.
Still need 2 goals to win at the Bulldogs. Up goes Coonan and Magumba. The ball still free, or landed with initially Scherzer, then Jaden Woods, who snaps a goal. What an opportunist. He's kicked 3 goals in this final quarter, Jaden Woods. Incredible game this on our hands after 47 points down at half-time, if you don't mind. They narrowed it to 29 points at three-quarter time. Now it's a 3-point ball game, and we've played 26 minutes into this quarter. There'd have to be, what, Doro, another 3?
Yeah, you would think so. There's, 10 goals have now been kicked in this final quarter. So he's been a live wire. Like, they get the ball down into there. Jacob Martinez is another one, and I think they've really struggled, West Perth, to combat those two particularly. And young Woods, he's kicked 3 in the final quarter.
Watch
one of the old Bulldog stalwarts. She's on the edge of her seat there, hoping and praying.
I'm glad you said stalwarts.
Yeah, no, that's it.
How's Billy going in the box up there?
Restart back in the centre. West Perth come away with it. Gordon and gave it off to Black. Now Tedesco. Hand pass back over to Gordon and has it on the broadcast wing. Wants to get back on his right. He's kick inside the centre square. A dangerous one. Bartholomew underneath it. He takes the mark.
Careful what you say to umpires.
Equation pretty simple here. If South lose today, they'll go to the bottom of the table. If West Perth lose, they'll be 12 points adrift from the top 4. Here's Black, hand pass to centre half forward, finds Van Berlo, hooks the kick across the body, in front, not able to take the mark, his strike, plenty of red and white jumpers down there, crashing through is Jones, he's tackled, taken to ground, the ball comes free, McCarry got a hand pass out to Gully, clever tap by Cunin, back to Van Berlo, here's Gordon, one way then the other, wants to get back onto his right, has to hand pass over to Crisp, boundary line nearby, the desired result for the Falcons, they find it, and we'll have a throw in at half forward, about 50 around from their attacking goal.
Some of these Bulldog supporters have seen a lot of football over the years and, well, they're still on the edges of their seats. Going right down to the wire, the pressure both on and off the field is starting to tell. In front, Ty from behind Coonan. They both got a piece of it. Buick gets the clearing kick in toward the middle of the ground through the legs first of Woods, but not so this man here. Well, that could be holding the ball against Manning. The umpire says it is. Wilson King with the clearing hand pass. Maybe premature. What a tackle by Miller on Tedesco. The ball spills. Still it's alive. In goes Brown. Was he taken high? Magumba somehow kept his feet. Hand passes to the open. Skurza fumbled. He hasn't made many mistakes, nor has Miller. Or the kick. He absolutely murdered it, but he had nowhere to go. The only man back in the defensive 54 South Fremantle was an opponent, and that was Salicic. He clears to the outer side of the ground. Jordan Jones picks it up. He's got a little bit of time and space. Delivers to the lead of Lacroix, who fumbles. McCarry is right with him. McCarry dives, shovels it along the boundary line, but only as far as Jordan Jones. Hurried kick, a bit skew-if. Ty is there waiting for it. He hand passes to Mascos, who shows some pace and some composure as he finds a teammate. Wilson King uses Buick. He needs to run and carry. Goes with a long, long ball. Who's down there? Dion Flay couldn't take it. The ball's alive. Magumba has it. Needs to hand pass to the square. He couldn't. Still he's there. Goes to ground. Needs to shovel it out. The umpire hovering. Blows the whistle. There were opportunities aplenty there. The Falcons were under enormous pressure. Corbin, I'll let you go. You've got youth on your side.
Phillips in that 50 age plus bracket. We've got higher insurance.
We're in the 30th minute, deep inside the Dogs, attacking 50. Slips out the back, Magumba trying to get his leg free. Got a hand pass away, Saunders has it. He's tackled, taken to ground.
Don't stage.
On stage.
Well, Billy, you can't be free kicked for that, can you?
There's been plenty of goals in the quarter, so it may run past the half-hour mark. We're in the 30th minute at the moment. Just about everyone in the ground inside the attacking 50. Umpire Satham decides to throw it in the air. Cunin won it down. Socket off the deck by Bartholomew. A clearing kick out towards the outer wing. Slipped through the hands of Lacroix. He knocks it along the boundary line. McCarry's got Mascos inboard. He decides to leave it behind for Borovac. Borovac kicks beyond the wing. Flying from the back is Stephen Brown and takes a clutch mark on the defensive side of the wing for West Perth. Now the 31st minute. Hanging on to a 3-point lead after leading by 50.
Oh, he's got to feign the cramp in the leg. This is all they got to do. South Fremantle can't allow 1-3 now. Got to force them to kick it long down the line. Try and see if they can get the ball if it hits the deck.
Short to Manning. Manning will load up and kick long down towards half forward. Has to go to a contest. Sean Ty reels in a big mark at half back. Goes across the half back line. Here's Cook with it. Cook sends the Dogs long inside the forward 50. Salicic down there, in from the side, a big punch away from Lacroix. Falls into the lap here of Black, gave it to Brown. Great work from Martinez coming from the back of the pack to try and grab the footy. It's held in, we'll have a bounce at centre half back. 3 points the margin, West Perth 15-15, South 15-12.
Gee, Wilson King's showing some of his real class in this final quarter. Umpire Shelton just trying to settle things down right on the front edge of the centre square. South Fremantle's forward line. Winning it there was Coonan. It goes low to Guglielmana. Hand passes to Cook. Cook gives it off to North in his last game. Can the Bulldogs pull something off miraculous? High flyer down there. No mark. In the back, perhaps. Hand pass from Magumba. Knocked down, smothered. Still it's alive. Free kick. Going to go the way of the Bulldogs.
Jeez, what a great
the Falcons, I should say.
What a great smother. Magumba was handballing over her. You watch this. Behind those guys was a South Fremantle man. There he is in the back of screen. Would have run into an open goal.
Salicic the smotherer, and he gets the free kick. Kicks to a massive pack. Oh, Ty, that man again. What a game he's played. Kicks the ball poorly. Maybe out of bounds on the full. Magumba No, it's out of bounds on the full.
That's a poor kick.
There is just absolutely no end to the drama here at Fremantle Oval as we see it there, and there's no doubt about it. It was a metre over the line. So again, Jason Salicic, the settler, the captain, kicks it long, inevitably to a big pack in the end. It was only the ruckman left standing. The siren is gone. And West Perth have prevailed. Only just. You can see the devastation on the Bulldogs' faces. Magumba hiding his own face. And with him there, the victorious captain, Jason Salicic. Well, some of the Bulldogs probably inconsolable at the moment. And you can see the exhaustion on Andrew McCarry. They battle it out manfully, and almost Bill Monaghan stunned, just disbelieving at the moment that they could have such control over this game and just stagger over the line by 3 points. Hayden North in his last game for his beloved Bulldogs.